What is up, everybody? It is No Continues, your favorite video game discussion podcast. My name is Juice. I am, of course, joined by my good friend Ben Duzo.
What's up? What's up?
We got a whole bunch of stuff to talk to all about today. We're going to talk Switch 2,
Of course.
unsurprisingly, and just the absolute madness that has kind of occurred, after that Switch 2 Direct. And it has been pandemonium, to say the least. But Ben, how are we doing today, man?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing great. I'm happy for the Switch 2, even though all the controversy is happening. But other than that, no, I'm doing great. How about you, Juice? How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. We're recording this in the afternoon, which is very unlike us. We usually record at night, so this is throwing off our groove. But hey, we're here. We're here anyway. Like I said, it has been, oh man, it seems like ever since that Switch 2 Direct ended, it has been chaotic.
Every week there's something new.
Insane, right? Every day there's something new. And I don't know if you felt the same way, but like once that Switch 2 Direct stopped, there was like a good little like hour where it was just like people being like, wasn't that cool? Man, they showed off so many cool things, all this fun stuff. And then like the moment like information started rolling out, and we talked about it last podcast, obviously, but it was like the moment that started happening, it has literally been nonstop for like almost 3 weeks of just this problem has arisen. This problem is coming up. Something that Nintendo could control, something that they couldn't control, and just like there's just this constant yelling online, and we're gonna talk about it all because it's just. I think it's just reached a point of
it's crazy. I think it's becoming to a point where it's crazy. I think everyone that is complaining on the Nintendo Switch, yes, some points are valid, to be fair.
Oh yeah.
But man, some people are so against Nintendo for no reason. But we'll talk about it later in the episode for sure. Like we'll put our points down and we'll explain to you guys why we might not feel the same way as the general public for some things. But yes, it's getting crazy.
It's just all sorts of crazy. And we're gonna dive into it and kind of get us all caught up on what's been going on and what you need to be aware of, because we got some stuff coming up this week that we got to get ready for. So before we get into that, though, we haven't talked about it in a while because last episode we could only talk Switch 2. Ben, what have you been playing lately?
So lately I've been playing a lot, not a lot, but some Hollow Knight on stream since
nice.
During the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct there was a glimpse, and I'm saying that very lightly, loosely, but a simple glimpse of Silk Song. And I've always been a fan of Hollow Knight. I've tried it multiple times, so it's the type of game where I couldn't get into it for some reason. It just wasn't the time, I think, in my life. But on stream with everyone watching, I feel like it keeps me going. It's such an amazing game. Everything feels responsive. Every hit feels like so good. Just everything, movement, combat, exploration, everything's amazing. So far for me it's like a 9 out of 10, and I'm like 3 hours in. So it's an amazing Metroidvania. Honestly, if you haven't played it, or if you were on the fence of picking this game up, like it's a definite pickup for me. It's super cheap. It's one of the greatest Metroidvania of all time. Like it's amazing. How about you, Juice? What are you playing?
Just really quickly, it is widely considered like probably one of the greatest indie games of all time. And I haven't played it either, so I'll probably be picking it up and giving it a try this year for sure.
I think
for me, I've been playing.
Sorry. I think what pushed me away from this game is I felt it like it was a big game. It is a big game. I think like the completion is like 70 hours, which is enormous for a Metroidvania, but as soon as you get into it, you can't stop. That's the thing. That's what I like about this game right now. It's just like right now, that's the only thing I'm thinking about. I can't wait to go back on stream to just play it, So
play it, yeah. That's always a great feeling. Like you stop playing a game and like you kind of like wake up the next day and you're doing stuff and you're like, man, I really want to just play that again. I want to jump back into it. That's always a good
exactly.
Sign for a game. For me, I'm trying to kind of jumping around a few things. I've been so busy, like you are. We've been putting out a lot of videos and just trying to keep up with all the Nintendo news and
Yeah.
stuff lately. So I've been really busy, but a couple games I'm playing. I'm playing through Sonic Mania. I
Oh,
love Sonic
so
Mania.
good.
It's to me it's the best Sonic game. It's just really good, really tight
Hmm.
controls. I love 2D Sonic. It's really fun. So been enjoying my time in that. I've been playing a little bit of Golden Sun. I've never
Oh.
played Golden Sun before, so decided I would give it a try. It's on the Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack. A little talkative at the beginning. It kind of takes a while to get going, which is kind of a bit of a struggle.
Yeah, a bit of a struggle, yeah.
You know, a lot of dialogue, a lot of exposition, but I'm hoping that when I kind of get deeper into the game, it's not as bad. So
No, I get it.
with it.
Yeah, I get it.
And then last game I'm playing, which I'm surprised I've never played before, is Steam World Dig.
Oh,
have you ever played Steam World Dig?
Yes, I've played on the 3DS when it came out. My brother gave me his 3DS back then. He just gave me a copy of it. Was a digital copy still, but like I played the shit out of this game. It's in my opinion really, really good. It's like not like a roguelike, but kind of where you dig down. Yeah, it's really good.
I had never played it before. I very much associate it, like what you were saying, with the Nintendo 3DS specifically. It's out like on everything now, but I very much associate that game with the 3DS. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. You know, it's really cheap now.
Super simple too.
Super simple. There's a little bit of planning involved. You know, you got to be strategic with how you're getting things. There's some clever puzzles too. You know, when you're getting upgrades and trying to find mines and stuff like that. I had never played it before. Of course, like it almost feels like a Nintendo IP, even though it's not.
Kind of, yes. But I thought it was at first. When I was not really into like the gaming sphere. I used to love playing video games, but I was not like, you know, as we are right now, you know, like a kind of like insiders in a way, like looking everything up, like who's developing this game, who's not, you know. And I always thought for the longest time that it was a Nintendo IP, since it was like kind of like it was stuck on the 3DS for the longest time. So it feels like it too. That's what's cool about it, you know.
It kind of feels like something like Dylan's Rolling Western. Like I associate it with games like that, these eShop games that were on the 3DS. They almost have like their own identity.
Exactly.
That's why I kind of associate it with Nintendo, even though it's not. But it definitely has that kind of indie Nintendo charm.
Exactly.
But you can get it cheap now. I think I bought it originally for like $4 online.
Like, it's nothing.
Dirt cheap now. So it's well worth it.
No, it's really good.
So that's what I've been playing, just kind of like some smaller titles. I would like to play some bigger stuff. I've been putting off Skyward Sword for some reason, and I've been really wanting to get into Skyward Sword recently. So I think that might be something that I try.
The new, sorry.
You know, hopefully soon. So
Skyward Sword is really good.
But not only what are we playing, Ben, have you picked up anything recently? Anything fun that you want to show off?
I've picked up one thing because right now I'm saving my money for the Switch 2 since it's expensive. Let's not, really expensive, but we'll talk about it later in the episode. But I picked up Pokemon Snap.
Oh, new Pokemon Snap.
New Pokemon Snap. It was like $30 at Walmart. I was going to Walmart one day and I don't know, this is kind of a game that I feel like is gonna go up in price. Like I've made a video about it. You all know I'm a physical advocate. So and it was one that I was missing into my like AAA Nintendo games in a way. So I picked it up. It was super cheap. Still haven't played it. It's still sealed. I don't know if I'm gonna play it soon, but I'm planning on like it looks fun.
It's a really good looking Pokemon game. I even find the old one looks really nice for Nintendo 64.
It looks really nice for the time. Of course.
So it's like same thing. I think that game is used more to show off like some of the Switch's capabilities. By Bandai Namco actually. So very cool. I have it as well. I enjoyed it.
You played it?
Just taking pictures of pictures of Pokemon. You know?
I heard this like the beginning of the story is like kind of slow, in a way, but yeah. Other than that, like it's good. It looks
the game
good.
Itself is slow, right? So it's more of like I don't want to say puzzle game, but definitely more of like that cozy vibe.
Yeah, exactly.
So I get it. But yeah, I got a few things as well to go through. I have some more stuff coming, just because there's so many sales, and especially now with Switch 2 coming out, keep your eyes open because Switch 1 games, you can tell, will definitely probably have some sales on certain ones. So I got one here. It is called Gravity Circuit.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you know this one. It's like Mega Man, but the powers you get are like fighting moves eventually. Like, so you don't. It's not like a shooter. It's more of like Mega Man, but fighting.
Yeah.
It's really cool. I like it.
It is cool.
That was kind of a cool pickup. I also got some RPGs.
Oh.
Some based on your recommendation.
Okay.
Video a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
So be sure to go check that one out, everyone. But this is Fantasian Neo Dimension. It was on sale for like $40. Very cool. This is the creator of Final Fantasy. Funny enough, he was kind of really wanting to go back to Final Fantasy roots. Square Enix wouldn't let him do it, so he made his own game. This is it, Fantasian Neo Dimension. And Square Enix decided to publish the console release. So,
I mean, turns out great, you know. Yeah, full circle moment. That's the thing. Like, that's the moral story, guys. Do whatever you want, even if people say no to you, except murder. That's the only thing that we wouldn't. Accept that. But other than that, like, if you want to do something, do it. And the people, follow dreams. The people are gonna say no to you are gonna come to you after that. Here you go, check my stuff.
So, yeah, very cool that he was like, you know what, I just want to make an RPG that I want to make.
Yeah.
And we're like, fine, we'll distribute. So, then 2 off of your recommendation, we got Unicorn Overlord as well as Shin Megami Tensei 5
W
edition. So we got a couple here based on your recommendation because I've always been curious about Unicorn Overlord. I love the art style. I believe the company is called, or the developers are called Vanillaware.
Vanillaware, yeah.
Make this style games. So.
Yeah, they've made.
There was another one that they made. I'm trying to remember.
Yeah,
was it 13 Sentinels? Is that the other one that they made?
They did 13 Sentinels, but they did.
Looking back there for.
They've done these 2 games too. Odin Sphere for the PS4.
Odin Sphere.
But it's a PS2 game that they did, and they did Dragon Crowns Pro.
Oh, very cool. Yeah, they have a very unique art style.
Yeah.
It almost looks like not an internet game, like not a JavaScript game.
Flash
explain.
Kind of like a mix between Flash game and like, I don't know, real games.
You're right,
yeah.
But they look really nice. They look really clean. So, that's one that I've been kind of excited to. And another one, last one I got, as per your recommendation, but also the recommendation from Cake Hoarder. He's a GameCube collector.
Yes.
And that's Moon.
Moon
for PlayStation 1. It was a PlayStation 1 game. Finally got a limited run release. It's an RPG. I love the art style that they're showing off.
Yeah.
It's kind of one of these RPGs where not everything is what it seems.
Yeah.
I think, right? So
it's it's like you're kind of like, it's an RPG where you don't fight, but you're picking up after the main protagonist in a way. Like, it's really weird. So
and it makes you wonder about heroes in general.
Exactly.
They're always in the right, and whether what you're doing is for the greater good. So another recommendation you gave me.
It's a really hard game, though. I'm letting you, like, I have a copy.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, I have a copy of it. I've never played it because I heard it's a really, really hard game, but I think it's a must-own game. Like, I have the Switch version, like you have the limited run one. It's a really good game, but the thing is it's very tedious. It's a game from its time, so like it's not really sometimes
those PlayStation 1 games
can be tough.
Frustrating.
Yeah.
Right.
So be aware if you're.
It was a really good deal. All these were really good deals. These were all
And Moon, I'm
20 to 30
surprised
bucks.
because it's an expensive game. It's a really expensive game.
Yeah, I think it's definitely like one of these hidden games
Yeah.
where I think a lot of people don't know about it.
Yeah,
It has
yeah.
a cult following type deal.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how much the PlayStation 1 version is going for, but it's probably
it's an expensive game. Yes.
Yeah.
It is an expensive game on PS1 for sure.
Yeah. So that's what I got.
It's nice.
To fill out the shelf. I'm always looking out for sales. Still
Yes.
a few things throughout the year that are coming out that I'm excited for, and of course, some big time releases that we'll be talking about.
And especially
Right.
it's the time right now to get your Switch 1 games physically, because the more and more we're getting into the Switch 2 years and more into the Switch 2 life cycle, the less Switch 1 games are going to be produced, the less Switch 1 games are going to be out. So it is to get them cheap, especially like those hidden titles like Moon or like Shin Megami Tensei or Unicorn Overlord. These are titles that in a couple of years they might be less accessible than right now. So yeah, it's the best time to get
the games that come out late in the console life. Those are always important to look out for, and it's always good to look like once the Switch 2 comes out, there's like a good 12 months where the old console games are much less, you know, and they start discounting them. I would say after like a year or two, that's when they really start discounting. So for the next, I would say like 18 to 24 months, just keep your eye out, especially because there's going to be some stuff on sale. That's
the thing, like the first 2 years of a new console, like it's always the best time to pick up old, like especially brand new of the previous generation, because that's the thing. It's a physical asset for stores, and they really want to get rid of it. Not unfortunately,
they can't hold on to things.
Yes,
forever, right?
Exactly. So they'd rather just put it in clearance. You know, you can get it. So I know Mario RPG for the Switch was discounted to like in Canada $30 at some point. Yeah, like super cheap. Yeah, it's the best time to get it because it's a great remake, and in a couple of years it might be expensive. Like that's the thing.
True. That and Thousand Year Door. That's why I picked them up immediately. Yes, I'm a big fan of these two games, but I was like, I am not missing out.
No, exactly.
This, right? You know. So
did you get the GameCube slip cover?
I didn't. That was my biggest regret because I love the cover for Thousand.
It looks
Year Door,
good. So. It looks really good. Yeah.
But yeah, go keep your eye out for Switch games for the next 2 years because they're gonna start going down. So just be ready. Yeah, a great example right now, PlayStation 4 games, a lot of them are dirt cheap. So don't be surprised in like 5 years. A lot of these games are going to go up.
And they've gone up. That's the thing. They're dirt cheap.
Some of them have gone up.
Still. The thing is with PlayStation games don't retain their value that much, but they get more expensive over the years. The problem with Switch games is even to this day, Mario Kart 8 is $90, like with taxes and everything. Like it's still like you can find it on Marketplace for like 50, maybe 50 if you're lucky, 60 if you're just planning to buy a copy right now. Like $60 for what, 10-euro game, 12-euro game is crazy. It's crazy. So Nintendo games are really like that's where the money is at.
Definitely more so in Nintendo. Like it happens faster with Nintendo games. I think a great example, even like what we're in now, look at 3DS games. A lot of them are really pricey. Like a lot of them are not going down in value. Some have never even really gone down in value. I find like, you know, the Pokemon games, but obviously that's Pokemon. But even things like Ocarina of Time, A Link Between Worlds, Majora's Mask, Xenoblade, these games are still really pricey.
They're still like $50, $60.
And like going up fast.
Back then, like a 3DS game was $29.99 brand new. Now they're either 30, 40, or 50 used. So that's the thing. And like money, it's just crazy to me. It's just crazy to me. Like it doesn't seem that much right now because like, oh, $60 for a 3DS game, it's not that bad. But you have to remember that before it was $30 brand new. Like that's the thing. They've gone up in value and they're gonna keep going up. Metroid Prime Federation is like $100 games loose. Like it's like nothing with it. Just so anyway.
If I were to go back in time, I would tell myself to buy 3DS games.
Yeah,
Just put
same.
them aside.
Same. But I
What was
have
I doing?
I have a small
Yeah, you got some. I don't have that many.
yeah.
What was I doing? I was lacking.
You
I was
was
caught lacking.
lacking.
Exactly. But let's stop talking about the old. Let's talk about the
The
new. So
new.
Nintendo Switch 2, ever since that direct, like we said, it's been pretty insane.
Yeah.
It's been pretty ridiculous lately with how things have been. And I figured I wanted to tackle just some of the biggest key points that we're seeing online that people are upset about, or there's controversy around, and all these types of things. And whether we kind of agree with the criticism or think it's blown out of proportion.
Yeah.
I think most we feel blown out of
Yeah.
proportion. But there is a subset of like things that you and I both
Yes.
agree is valid of criticism. So we might as well start off with the biggest one, and that's with certain game prices. The game pricing controversy. 'Cause
Ridiculous.
some things are like very much valid. Some things seem to be made up. It's hard to really like despair as to what is legitimate. So we just wrapped up a few days ago the Mario Kart World Direct, and this is definitely like the sticking point.
Yes. What
Mario
a disappointment.
Kart World is $80 in the US.
Yeah.
Here in Canada, Mario Kart World on Nintendo Switch 2 will officially cost $110.
What
this
the
is
hell?
like the problem.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard to defend Nintendo here. I just fail to see the $110/$80 US
Same.
value. I'm gonna play this. You and I are both gonna play Mario Kart. We love Mario Kart. You and I are probably actually gonna put over 100 hours into this
Absolutely.
game, with friends, by ourselves, whatever. So I don't want to despair the value of the game. The only thing is, I've played other games similarly that are cheaper that I will most likely get equal amount of value for. So it's hard to justify to someone that they should spend over $100 for a video game. And that Nintendo Direct for Mario Kart did not help that situation at all.
It
that
was
an email
disappointed. Yeah, very much an email. Like, that's the thing. My problem
it was an overview trailer.
It was an overview trailer. They've announced that we were not going to get a story mode with the open world, which made me wonder, like, what is the purpose of the open world? It feels empty. It feels like there's nothing in the open world. Like, yes, the mission mode can be nice, but it doesn't give you anything apart for improving your driving skills, which, man, I've played Mario Kart 8 like for more than 500 hours. I don't need some driving skills. I know how Mario Kart works. I'm gonna get used to the wall driving and the grinding, the rail grinding very easily. It's not gonna be a problem for me. I can understand for another user's perspective where they're maybe new to the franchise, or they like Mario Kart, or they want to get better at it, but I needed more. I needed more to justify the $110 price tag. What? Like, why is... And the problem right now with Nintendo is they're not telling us why it's $110. They're just refusing to tell us why. They're just... For us, they feel like Mario Kart World is gonna be the best game ever made. For now. And that's why they're putting it $10, $20... more expensive than other games. How does that make sense?
Yeah, I think like the only thing that they've really said is they feel like the game is going to provide so much value. And yeah, sure, it is like one of these like titles that you can go back to over and over and over again. I don't have any issue with that. I don't even really have an issue with the game itself. It looks really fun. I'm going to play it a ton. Two things can be true. The game looks fantastic. It is probably the best looking Mario game. It's easily the best looking Mario Kart game.
Exactly.
There's tons of fun things to do. But, we have major taxes here in Canada. So 109.99 converts to about $130.
Yes,
like,
and unfortunately we can't
price to swallow.
Exactly. We can't afford that. Like it's kind of ridiculous right now. Like I just don't understand. $110. And my problem with that is like Donkey Kong Bonanza is like $69.99 in the US, and usually $64.99 or $69.99 converts to approximately $89.99 in Canada. But now they've announced that Donkey Kong Bonanza would be $99.99. So I'm just like, what's the price difference? I just don't understand the $10 difference. Like, are you trying to make more money out of the Canadian market? Like, especially like, I live in Quebec. I have 15% taxes.
Yikes. Yeah, we have 13 where I'm from.
Yeah. And like 13 is enormous. Like 15, like that's the thing.
Once
like,
you hit double digits, it's like
it's crazy. So and not only that, I have to pay more for some obscure reason that nobody's talking about and nobody's saying anything. Nintendo is not releasing a statement about this. They're just, oh, you know what? For the Canadian market, we'll just put a $10 price tag. A $10 more price tag on it just for the sake of it. Like
for Bonanza, that's even weirder.
That's even weirder.
That's super weird.
Why is it not $89.99?
Like usual? Yeah.
Like usual. Like at least stick to your price. The variable, and that's the thing. Nintendo announced
variable pricing is what they said.
That they were gonna do variable pricing, and it is honestly it's greedy. This is where I draw the line of it is extremely greedy. And I don't know who took that decision at Nintendo, but you got to be fired. Like, I'm not even joking. It's not even like, oh, tap on the hand, like, don't do that. Yeah, no, you got to be fired. Like, you got to be fired. It's ridiculous in this economy where I have trouble paying my rent, and now you're charging ridiculous amounts of prices for video games, which I understand. Gaming is a luxury. Gaming is not like, it's not for everyone. That I understand, but like, at least stay with the market, Nintendo. Your console is unfortunately less powerful than the other ones, and you're putting your prices of your games higher,
more than them.
Explain to me how that makes sense. Like, it just doesn't make sense.
Essentially where the variable pricing came from is there was an interview with a few Nintendo reps. There was Bill Trinan and Doug Bowser. That was a whole bunch. And they said that they would be doing variable pricing. Essentially, games are going to be priced differently depending on what they feel. I feel like, okay, that just feels like a bad message to send to your developers. You know, the Bonanza team, okay, like your game is worth less than Mario.
Exactly.
I don't know. I feel like that creates developer conflict, right? Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like certain people are going to be upset about that, but what do I know? I don't run Nintendo. It just feels like that's definitely a way to frustrate not only the consumer, but definitely people in your like company that work with you.
But I think the harsh reality with Mario Kart World being so expensive is because they know that Mario Kart 8 is the most sold title of the Nintendo Switch by far. I don't know exactly how, but it's ridiculous how many copies they've been able to sell for the entire Switch lifespan. They know that very well, and they want to use that to their advantage to be like, you know what, Mario Kart is a bestseller. We can keep it at $79.99 for the longest time, and people are gonna buy it. Why not try 80? Why not try 115? People are gonna buy it. It's like, it's at that point where I'm like, that's where the greed comes from. Like,
100%.
Like, after the Mario Kart Direct, nothing stood out for me to be like, oh, okay. I mean,
this is why it's $80, because they have added
exactly
such and such
nothing.
Mode.
It's Mario Kart with a empty open world. That's what it is, unfortunately. And the more and more I look at footage of the game, the more I'm like, the tracks are like so big. There's no more skills involved. I know they want to accommodate the fact that you need 24 players to play in the game, but it makes it boring in my opinion. It looks boring. Like it's all straight lines. Yeah.
I heard a lot of other people saying your sentiment of the straight line.
Yeah.
There's too much straight
It's just
paths to go. And yeah, that was interesting. Because you had brought that up a couple weeks ago when we did our initial, review of the Switch 2 Direct. And a lot more people I saw were saying that. So you're not the only one alone on that one.
And it sucks because, like, for me, I think I'm going to prefer Mario Kart 8 over Mario Kart World.
Think so?
Because of that. Yes. That's my problem.
I think my biggest thing is I don't want to be like, the thing is, like, I don't feel like, I don't want to deep dunk it on this game because I'm really excited for it.
I'm excited for it. I am excited. It's just the price, like, makes me angry.
The price is annoying. Yeah, for sure. Because my thing is, I need to know, like, how this game holds up after 4 years.
Yeah, true.
Like, after I've had it for an extended period of time. Am I constantly going back to it, or am I finding that they didn't add as much content like they did with 8 Deluxe? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I guess we'll have to wait and see. The thing is, this is obviously the big price conversation is this. But one that makes me more mad, and I've made a video on it, is Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour.
Oh, yeah.
This makes me even more mad because they announced that Welcome Tour, and we talked about it a couple weeks ago, that it was going to be a paid game. It is a paid tech demo game. It's $10. And I feel like that is almost insulting.
Yes,
because
it is.
If the game is only $10, why not just give it for free at that point? If it was a $20 game, then I could be like, okay, man, I have to pay. Obviously, there's something in this that's more substantial, and you can't eat a $20 cost. Fine, I'm willing to accept that. Plus, the game is optional. Okay, but I feel like for $10, just pack it in.
Just pack it in, like.
Why are we doing this?
You know what? Okay, I think I'm gonna predict something. They're gonna receive so much backlash for Welcome Tour, then that newer bundles of the Switch 2 will have the like little sticker being like comes with a free game, and then it's gonna be Welcome Tour, and then it's gonna give them a reason to be like, oh no, but the bundle comes with a game, so you're good, you know. So I think that's the strategy that they're going for right now, because they know that people are. I don't know. That's the thing. I think like the Nintendo, like how can I say this? But like the fact that I'm gonna buy everything Nintendo, and I'm always buying Nintendo, and I don't care about the price. I think it can go so far. You know, Nintendo Welcome Tour. True. I do not care a single bit about this game. Dragon Drive, I do not care a single bit about this game. I'm sorry, it doesn't.
Buy Welcome Tour for $10.
Yeah, like no.
Yeah, you are.
No, I don't think so. I might do a video like I bought this game so you don't have to, which is good.
Classic.
Yeah, classic. Yeah. But other for the fact of content, I'm not sure I would buy this game like at all.
Yeah, Dragon Drive. We found out it's only a digital only game. We never got a price for it yet. But it reminds me of, do you know this game called Flip Wars? It was on Nintendo Switch really early. It's made by Nintendo. It's like a $15 game. So you basically like flip tiles to make yours like
really
color. Yeah, and they forgot about it really quickly.
I didn't even know it existed.
Exactly. So the same thing. These things are, I feel like, easily could be pack-in games or things that you can add to.
Yeah.
Like, why isn't it free if you have NSO then? Why not that?
Why not push NSO so much? Like, because they're
Just
they're
be
doing.
Like, hey, if you have NSO, guess what? You get Welcome Tour for free with your Nintendo Switch. Boom, you're good to go.
You're good to go. And people are still gonna complain, but I think their criticism will be invalid because like
it will be a lot less.
Yeah, NSO is like a really good. It's a really great price. It's not as expensive as other consoles. It's really good. You get so much out of it these days. Like you get so many retro games. You get Nintendo music. You get Tetris 99, F-Zero 99. Exactly. Yeah. It's a really good package. People are absolutely, like, people are saying like, oh, it's a $20 C button, bro. Like, it's $20.
More than that.
Yeah.
For $20 a year,
Yeah.
you get NES, Super Nintendo, and Game Boy, and Game Boy Color games.
You get
and the music app.
F-Zero 99, Tetris 99. Yep. Like, stop complaining. Just stop complaining.
That's a lot for
$20,
right?
Or you could pay like $115 a year and get 3 mediocre games per month and nothing else. So, and the ability to play online, you know, PlayStation. So,
yeah. But that's the thing. Like, just include it in NSO. Why just you need that $10 from me? You really need me to pay $10? Like, all right, I guess we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Those are things that are all in Nintendo's control. Right after, like a day or two after the Direct, things not really in Nintendo control took place. That being the tariffs. The U.S. government putting in tariffs into place, and it's obviously been a whole debacle. We're not professionals.
No, and we're not gonna start being political. Yeah, exactly.
But once the tariffs were announced, Nintendo had to pause pre-orders, and this was another big thing that happened right after the Direct. They had to pause the pre-order date in the States and here in Canada because they were worried that the American customers would take a big chunk of the Canadian
especially people that are near the border, you know, because it's really easy to go from Canada to the US, like near the border. I live next to the border. It's like a 30-minute drive. Then I'm so it's like,
I even think a lot of people would eat the cost if they live even in the South or Midwest, because getting something shipped from the US to Canada is really not that much.
No, it's not that bad. No,
maybe $100 if it's, you know, really something big. But a lot of people, especially like video game fans, are willing to eat that cost.
To get it day one. Yes, they're willing to pay thousands of dollars just to get a game 3 weeks before it releases. Like, it's it's ridiculous.
So this was like a whole controversy because now finally tariffs are on pause. It's always back and forth, but now the pre-orders are set for April 24th here in Canada and in the US. The price of the console and the bundle hasn't changed. Which
is thank God.
Honestly, they needed to do that. They needed to not change the price. So that's great. The thing is, accessories are now going up in price, an average of $5 to $10. We won't break down every price because it's a laundry list of items. It's everything you could think of. It's the camera. It's the Pro controller.
It's the Joy-Con strap. It's the
wheels.
Charging.
Literally everything is going up around $5 to $10. Nothing really more than that. Still annoying. The only thing I worry about now is that they very clearly state not changing at launch, and it makes me go, oh man, what if later
they change
we're raising prices again? Because they can't fully take it off the table now because we really don't know if there will still be these tariffs or not, and that's super worrisome.
Yeah, especially like here in Canada, even if we're not supposed to be affected by the tariffs, things usually go to the US first, then after Canada. Like, they arrive to the US and then into Canada. So that's the thing. We're still gonna pay the 30% increase. They're on pause right now, which why did the prices of accessories like got up? I don't know. I have absolutely no idea. I think it's like free gross margin for them in a way. Like, to just like, they're just be like, oh, you know what? They're on pause, but just to be sure, we'll put it $5 to $10 more. It doesn't make sense. But at the same time, I
don't know the full reason. I thought it was, I mean, there's still tariffs on China, so who knows how much stuff is coming out of there. Most of their stuff is then in Vietnam now. So it seems like they're trying, but I know that there are still things coming out of China, and I think currently the tariffs are paused at 10%. So there is still
still an increase.
Tariff, so I think that's what it's for.
Yeah.
But there is definitely still a worry that they'll go up again once this pause of 90 days is up.
Of course.
So
yeah, that's true.
I would just say, like, I'm not trying to like advertise for Nintendo, but if you're thinking of getting this, try getting it now.
Yeah. Especially like pro controllers.
This is gonna go up. Yeah.
Yeah. Especially for me, I think the biggest things that you should get is the camera and the pro controllers, because the camera, I think it's gonna be, since we know that the camera is not like, you don't need the official Nintendo camera to use to use this functionality. You can use like every USB-C camera. I think it's gonna be kind of a limited release. I don't think they're gonna mass produce it because they don't know if it's gonna pick up. Nintendo are always wary about how many things they're producing. They want to know they want to know how the initial wave is doing before producing more. They've done it with Amiibos, they've done it with SNES Minis, they've done this with NES Minis, GameCube controllers for the Switch. They've done it with everything. They were saying, oh no, there's gonna be a lot at launch. It never does. It never will. Nintendo are always going to be the same. They're not going to produce enough for you to, like, you know, to buy one after like 4 years and they're still dead stock in the store. Like, it's not going to happen. So I'm just letting you know, if you're thinking of getting the camera or whatever, like a weird accessory for Nintendo, just get it right now.
Another weird thing, there was a conversation online after, was that apparently the Switch 2 official camera from Nintendo, apparently it's 1080p.
Yeah.
That shocked everybody. It shocked me.
Yeah.
But another shocking thing was the Piranha Plant camera. The Piranha Plant webcam that's done by Hori. I still think it's really cool.
Yeah.
It's 480p.
It's 480p. I was like, oh my
really
god.
Bad.
Yeah.
Like,
so it's atrocious.
It's really bad. I'm gonna grab one because they're really cheap. They're like $30.
Yeah, they're $30. I think it's gonna be a desk accessory. Yeah. Or something. Yeah. Like, just
really cool on the bookshelf behind Ben there.
Yeah.
So,
somewhere.
Yeah, just put it right there somewhere.
Yeah. Somewhere. Yeah.
But you're not gonna use it probably.
No.
480p is really.
That's the thing, though. For me, yes, it's expensive, but for me, it's a way to create more goofy content. Like, I might try to do a stream with the Piranha Plant camera, so and just being like, yo, playing a Nintendo Switch 2 with the Piranha Plant camera, like just something stupid like that, you know? Funny. So
gotta do it.
Yes, that's why I'm gonna buy it. I think I'm gonna have fun with the Switch 2. That's why I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, prices are annoying. Pricing
it's a goofy thing, but I'm still getting one. I don't care. It's creative.
Yeah, it's creative. Exactly.
There was also a big conversation after about the different cartridges. So I'm gonna lay it out. This is kind of Juice's 101 course on Switch 2.
You better listen up, guys.
And how they work. All right, so there is obviously Nintendo Switch 2 specific cartridges. They're red. They only work in your Nintendo Switch 2, and that's it. They are Switch 2 games.
Switch 2 games.
The game is on the cartridge. All good. One thing to note for that too. Turns out there was a whole bunch of other rumors flying around. The Switch 2 edition games for The Legend of Zelda, Kirby, Metroid Prime 4, ZA, and Mario Party Jamboree. There was a rumor that it was going to be a Switch 1 game in the box with a code. That's not true.
Yeah,
the Switch 2 edition re-releases of these, they're actually going to be a Switch 2 cartridge with everything on it. So
that's really cool. That's really cool.
It is really cool.
Except for the fact that Breath of the Wild doesn't have the DLC, but it's not.
That's lame.
It's not the end of the world. Honestly, it's a little bit lame, but it's not the end of the world. In my opinion.
But those are all Switch 2, so there's Switch 2 cartridges.
Which, I'm gonna buy it, since it's a Switch 2. Yeah, you gotta get it.
So secondly, there are Switch 2 game key cards. People are losing their mind about this. I think people need to calm down.
Oh, they need to
it's a cartridge. It's a Switch 2 cartridge. You put it in your system, and it downloads the whole game onto... and allows you to play games. It's kind of like, it is exactly the same as when you would get a PlayStation 4 game or a PlayStation 5 game. You put it in your system, and it basically acts as
a
key
voucher
to download the whole game.
The
thing is, like, the game key card has to be in the console to work. And you can take it out, give it to a friend, and they can use it too.
They can use
it's not
it.
like those codes in a box.
Yeah.
It's just a key to let you play the game and download the game as like a big patch.
And it's still unclear if some of the games are going to be in the cartridge and it's just for like storage purposes, like, because some developers, unfortunately, they, especially indie developers, they don't have the money to buy the $60 Nintendo cartridge. Okay, if you don't know about it, there's multiple cartridges for the Nintendo Switch, the OG Switch. I don't know how it's gonna work for the Nintendo Switch 2, but it's gonna be the same thing. There's like a 10 gig, 20 gig, and 30 gig cartridge, and
the highest one they have now is 64 gig. That's their big push for the Switch 2.
But they all, like, manufacturing costs, they don't cost the same for developers and stuff. So
no,
some developers might just, like, especially indie games, they might be like, hey, my game is like 23 gigs or 30 gigs. I'm gonna buy the 10 gig cartridge, and then the rest is gonna have to be downloaded on the console, which is totally fine. Like, it's totally fine. Like, I think
it still works as a game.
Yes.
Is it lame? Sure.
Sure.
But, like, it's not a code in the box. You can sell it after if you wanted. Because you need that physical thing to actually work. It's basically like encrypted. Like, you need to have that thing to play. I think people are out of control.
They're overly overreacted, and like, I think we were spoiled for the Switch that everything had a 1.0 version on the cartridge. Like, we were spoiled because, like, this is very cool. That's why I love collecting for the Switch, because of that reason. But physical games are dying out. We have to accept it, whether we like it or not. I'm a big physical collector, but I know physical games are dying out. And this is like kind of their leeway into pushing more digital games, like you know, producing less digital games, because people are gonna opt more with the digital games. Like, with that news, it's normal. Like, honestly, I'm kind of tempted. I know I'm not gonna do it, but like, I thought about it and I was like, oh, it might be the time to just go all digital with the Switch 2, you know? Because like, at first when I thought it was like a code, I was just like, oh, fuck it, you know, I'll just go all digitals. Who cares? Like, but now that it's still a cartridge, still gonna go.
Like, you still need the physical cartridge.
Exactly.
So it's not like a voucher.
It's not a voucher. It's not like you put it and then it's stuck to your console and then it's stuck to your like serial number. It's not like this. It's not like this. People are
like, you can sell it after.
Yeah.
Don't overreact.
Yeah.
The last one, and it only came out like yesterday or today. It was like a really random thing. There are now Switch 1 and 2 combo cartridges. Rune Factory announced it. So it's a 64 gigabyte cartridge. It's red, so like the Switch 2 cartridges, but it will fit in both the Switch 1 and the Switch 2. And you can play each edition on each console.
Oh, that's sick.
Mind blowing. They just announced this the last day or two. So I don't know how it works. They're trying to figure out how it works.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's like now combo cards. Like, the best example would be the Xbox One. When it came out, it had like a banner on the top that said
360
like,
and
Xbox One and 360. Yeah.
But this is it was basically how it worked. It was basically a 360 CD. That's it. That was just the 360 version. They would just label it as the Xbox One. I think I actually have a copy right next to me conveniently. But yes.
There you go. Yeah, like exactly like that. Apparently. Yeah. Apparently, it's gonna have like.
That is
I don't
really
know how
cool.
they're gonna make that work, but it is really cool.
It's really sick because, like, well, okay. Here's two ways I see it. Maybe it's just gonna be a Switch 1 version, but the cartridge is gonna be red for marketing purposes. And they're gonna be like, oh, it's marketed towards Switch 2, but it's just like a marketing scheme, which is cool. I don't mind. Or there's gonna be like a dual kind of Switch, being like, oh, it's a Switch 2, so it's the Switch 2 version. And this is Switch 2. That's kind of cool. Would you be able to send me that article, please? I need to.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. It was really weird, but it is super cool because that definitely opens up a lot of possibilities too. Right?
That gets like, that excites me. that's why like I'm so excited about the Switch 2, because these things are like so exciting to me. Like just I don't know. I like it. I like it. It's cool.
Yeah, it's really interesting. So I don't know how they were able to get this. I was watching a video on it, and they were trying to figure it out. But yeah, it's really cool. I'll send you the link so you can look at that for later. But yeah, there's basically 3 versions of the cartridges. And don't worry, your Switch 1 games, they'll work in your Switch 2. Please stop worrying. It's all good. Everything's good.
Everything's good. There are some games that are not working. The most notable ones are Pizza Tower, Doom Eternal, and Overcooked All You Can Eat. But that's it. The other games are all games that nobody plays. So
yeah, apparently they're working on it too. Like they're working on these games all the time. So you can look up the list on Nintendo's website. They've been pretty transparent. It looks like a lot. Like I've already seen games get taken off.
Yeah.
So Pizza Tower's gonna work eventually.
Oh, it's gonna work.
Yeah.
Or there's gonna be a Switch 2 version, like.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be a free upgrade or something. Like they're gonna figure it out. It's an indie game. It's an indie game developer. They're not greedy, so everything's under control.
Nintendo really likes keeping their indie developers happy, especially the big name ones. So the Pizza Tower guys, they'd be up there with the sort of big name guys.
Oh yeah.
So that's like a majority of the controversies, I would say. But I also wanted to go over just some of the other conversations going out online, especially just specifically what the press was saying at these press events and a lot of the YouTubers that went out. You know, a lot of them are saying it's just a really impressive piece of technology. They're saying it's really premium. The controllers feel nice. I heard that apparently the sticks on the Pro controller feel unreal.
Really?
Apparently they just feel so much better. Yeah, that's what I was hearing. So that's really nice to hear. Everyone had these big concerns that the Joy-Cons would just snap off. Apparently it's very like you gotta really pull. It's not like they're just gonna snap off.
Yeah. Super
easy. The thing that definitely people were talking about a lot. Mario Kart World was running at 1440p at 60, and apparently looked really, really good.
Yeah, really good.
This is a game you just got to see for yourself when you're playing. And Street Fighter 6 and Cyberpunk. These were like the big things. I kept hearing that just looked really good, especially Cyberpunk. We didn't talk about it in
last time.
Our direct reaction. But apparently, Cyberpunk 2077 is only like a 7-week build that they
that's
for this event. Crazy what they're able to do in that amount of time.
And like it's not out yet. They still have 2 months. No. Like that's the thing. I think they're aiming for like 40 frames per second, which
that's what
is
they said,
Look, 40 frames per second portably
with HDR.
With HDR, I'm all in it. Like I played the Cyberpunk 30 FPS on PS5 at launch because there were no PS5 patch, and it was all right. Nobody complained there, except the fact that it was bugging. But
but the thing is too, this game is on the cartridge entirely, and I think Street Fighter is also on the cartridge.
Maybe,
like
I don't know.
64-bit. I think either way, like. The entirety of Cyberpunk 2077 is going to be on a 64 gigabyte cartridge.
That's crazy because it's like 100 something gig on PS4 and PS5. Like, it's crazy.
When I've been watching, I don't watch a ton of Digital Foundry just because I don't need to know everything of the weeds, when you find out about a game development. But, there's a lot of talk about how, like, even at 40 frames a second, when you have HDR and VRR on, it almost like makes up for the fact, and it can almost look exactly like 60 because of those things. So it's really important to know that having HDR and VRR really do boost the game experience.
Especially like we have HDR on Monster Hunter Wilds, and for the longest time I thought it was running at 60, but it was running at 40. And like
really?
I'm usually
so interesting.
I'm usually a stickler for frames per second, like for resolution and stuff, and I was blinded. Like I thought really it was 60 frames per second, and it looks silky smooth. So I don't know, 40. The difference between 30 and 40 is more impressive than we think. It's a bigger than we think.
It is.
Yeah.
There's definitely a smoother experience in 40. I think 40 is becoming popular, especially with like 1440p.
Yeah.
Just because of the way it kind of makes the motion
look,
right? You can add all these things like HDR and VRR to really boost the experience. So, but yeah, these are all big things that we heard and saw. And it kind of leads to our question of the show. If you want to submit your questions, just DM us on TikTok at NoContinuesPod or comment on YouTube, and maybe your question will be selected for an episode. And my question was kind of relaying to all this: has the negativity / hate ruined your excitement for the Switch 2?
Not at all. Like,
not at all.
I think what's affecting me the most right now is I'm trying to push Switch 2 content, and I'm trying to be the devil's advocate. Okay, so there are some things I don't like, there are some things I like, but the people, the comment section, oh my god, I have a short that has more comments than like, and I'm not talking about like, it's in the hundreds of comments. Like, it's crazy. Like, people are so negative about the Switch 2. People are so misinformed about the Switch 2. They think it's going to be the biggest flop. They don't think with their heads. They see one title of an article that on their phone and they think it's the absolute truth. Like, it's getting tiring. That, I think, it's tiring me, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to,
you know, great example. You and I, we've talked, we talk all the time, daily, you know, and there's, you know, great example is the GameCube controller for NSO. It basically only works for GameCube. You can actually use it in other games. The only thing is it's missing buttons, so you can't really use it as a Switch controller. But and it says this, there's a little disclaimer on the page that says, hey, this controller is meant to be used for Nintendo Switch Online and can't be used for anything else. And the videos and the articles of people were just losing their mind. They couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
But if you look back, the NSO N64 controller, the Genesis controller, the NES controller, and the Super Nintendo controller, they all have that message as well.
All of them.
Now that it's Switch 2, and now that there's this GameCube, everybody, they just see a headline, they see a little thing,
they make a video out of it.
Immediately react. They just
but it's good for content. That's the thing. It's just, it spreads so much misinformation. That's why, like, I like to wait like a day or two before doing the video about the whole situation, because I know that what I'm saying is not wrong. I'm gonna say some wrong things in my life. I'm probably gonna be I'm probably gonna spread some misinformation with my content. I think it's inevitable. Yeah, whatever that word, you know. But inevitable. Yeah, inevitable. Exactly. Well, my problem is you can't react 20 seconds after the presentation finished. Like, it's not how it works. Like, you need to get more information, especially like you were talking about the game vouchers, not the game vouchers, but the Switch,
the game key cards.
Game key card. Again, so misinformation. People were so negative. They were trashing Nintendo. Like, just give it a day or two and then react to it, and then put out a video. That's my biggest thing right now about the Switch 2 is I feel like it's impossible to be positive about the Switch 2. Yes, the pricing of Mario Kart World and Nintendo Welcome Tour is atrocious in my opinion. But for me,
it's annoying.
These are the only two things that are wrong with the Nintendo Switch 2 right now. Everything else, I think the price is reasonable.
The console is reasonable. You're just gonna have to,
The other game prices are reasonable. Variable pricing is ridiculous, that I will say. But as long as they don't abuse it, I think will be okay. But other than that, there's nothing wrong in my opinion. And then that's what pisses me off most of the time. Like, that's what ruins the Switch 2 in my opinion. But it doesn't really, because like I'm super excited, and able to make content, and I'm able to interact with viewers, and I'm able to like grow as a content creator because of that. So no, I'm grateful still, you know. How about you? Did it impact you, or did it ruin your excitement?
It's kind of like you, where like, you know, I'm just really excited for this thing. I'm always excited for new consoles, and this is really exciting. But yeah, it's more of an annoyance.
Yeah.
Of, you know, where it just feels like, I don't know, I don't like talking about the content creation that much, you know, when we're talking. But it's more, I just feel like sometimes you have a moral obligation to provide as much information and do as much research as possible.
Yeah.
And they just don't do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like you're just abusing your power and your platform just for the sake of, I don't even know what the point is. I guess just
growth, I think. But
attention,
like,
yeah, growth.
The thing is I don't know, because it creates like people that are just super mad at you. Like it creates like hate, which hate or no hate, like good or bad press is still good press in my opinion.
Yeah.
But still, like, if you want people to hate you consistently, and you just, what you do is just release rage bait or misinformed content, I mean, in the long run, I don't think it'll help you, unfortunately. Like,
I couldn't imagine.
Yeah.
Like, if you have valid criticisms, that's fine.
Yeah.
But if you're just like, I don't like Nintendo because they make family games.
Yeah.
That's not a
valid criticism, because and it's not even true. To be fair, like,
well, and they've really ditched that moniker for a long time.
Yeah.
Yes. Can their games be enjoyed by like everyone?
Yes.
Sure, a lot of them.
But that's the beauty of it. I can't hear you, Juice.
They're also.
Oh, sorry. I couldn't hear you. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, no worries.
Whoa. That's the beauty of it. But the thing is, you know, they also have collaboration. They're making Dusk Bloods, right? That's like a more mature game, right? With,
Bayonetta
from Software, Bayonetta, Metroid, right? That's not really a game I would classify for everyone.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
is a more gamer-centric game. These games exist, so I think people just kind of what you're saying. They just kind of want to make it to really rally the troops, really get people fired up, have people commenting. And they don't seem to care whether it's angry or not. They just want the engagement. So they'll make, you know, a video that's titled "GameCube controller doesn't work at all on Switch 2," or you know, these types of things.
The thing is, and I know it's gonna be me, but I feel like people are their ego is so fragile that, like, for them, not playing adult game is like something to consider. Like, they're like, oh no, I'm not a kid anymore. Like, they want to prove so much that they're not kids anymore, that they're just like, you know, screw Nintendo, they're for kids. Where, like, for me, my favorite games of all time are from Nintendo, and they're probably always gonna be Nintendo games. Like Majora's Mask, Metroid Prime, Mario Odyssey. Exactly. Like, they're made for everyone. Maybe not Metroid Prime, but they're made for everyone. But they're still masterpieces. It's not because there's no guns and there's no like soldiers that shoot people that you're not a man or you're not an adult. It's just, that's ridiculous. Like, just like part of growing up is just knowing what you like and being yourself. You know. It's not about like impressing people. Like,
if you close yourself off to like that, then like, what's the point of playing video games?
Yeah.
Isn't the whole point of having fun? Like, don't you want to play fun video games?
Exactly.
I played Spider-Man 2 and Super Mario Bros. Wonder the same weekend because they came out on the same day.
Yeah.
And I had the same amount of fun playing both. I wasn't like, I'm not enjoying Mario because he's not beating up bad guys like Spider-Man. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
This does happen, like with every new console. There's always complainers, but Nintendo seemed to get the worst.
The worst
for whatever reason. I don't know if it's because, you know, they're old school and because they're so different from PlayStation and Xbox, but
I think it's an ego problem. I think it's solely an ego problem. I think really people are just like, it's for kids, and I want to not be a kid, so I'm just gonna shit on Nintendo because it's for kids.
Exactly it. Yeah, I think you're right.
It's like, dude, grow up. You just grow up. Like I'm gonna tell you right now, grow up. You're not that guy. You're not impressing everyone while saying that. Enjoy what you want to enjoy. Stop pretending you like guns, or stop pretending you like mature game, because everyone does. But I still love my Nintendo. I still love my Mario. I still love my Zelda. And I'm going to enjoy more Mario and Zelda because that's what I like. That's the thing.
Exactly.
That's part of being an adult. Like, just enjoy what you like, bro. Don't be afraid. Exactly. Who cares? Whatever. That was a little rant, but
it's true though. It happens a lot. It's just we see it all the time with Nintendo. It always ramps up when a new console is coming out. But yeah, I don't know. Kit and Krista just did a video. They were finally breaking down the actual first 3 months of launch games for Nintendo Switch 2, and they kind of complained because they're like, it took us forever to get to this, and we kind of are angry at ourselves because we only talked about the negative things going on that people were angry about, and those were valid conversations that they wanted to have, and videos they wanted to put out. But it bummed them out that they were like, we should be talking about how exciting this first 3 months are going to be.
Good 3 months.
Donkey Kong Bonanza, Cyberpunk,
Street Fighter,
World, Street Fighter, right?
Metroid Prime 4.
This DLC hopefully for some of these beloved games, right? And you're not talking about that. You're talking about how tariffs are going to affect things, about how they're not sure if the chat feature is worth it, and if the camera is really 1080. They're having these constant conversations of just like exhausting,
constant criticism at the end of the day.
Constant. And most of it, I think you and I agree, isn't just overblown.
Yeah,
right.
Of course.
And it's tiring.
It's tiring.
Like for me, I'm prepping for this week. I'm prepping for the 24th to make sure like my finger is on the button for pre-order.
Cling.
That I just like
cling.
Instantly, right? I'm trying to get this instantly. I'm trying to play GameCube games day one. I'm trying to play Soul Calibur day one. I'm trying to play Mario Kart World day one. We're
ready. We're ready.
We're ready. And if you're angry for whatever reason, that's on you. I just think, I don't know. I feel like you have a moral obligation to at least do some research.
Yeah, do some research.
Just some.
Right?
Just a little.
Just a little bit. Don't read everything.
When I want to play Kirby Air Riders.
Yeah.
I love Kirby.
Yeah.
I don't want to be bummed out playing Kirby.
Exactly.
Really be excited for it. So yeah, I'm with you. I'm not really. It doesn't kill the excitement, but it definitely is like.
It's rough.
Annoying when you're like, come on, like. I feel like certain people need to just take a step back.
Just relax a little bit.
Relax. Just have some fun.
Like we're not attacking your ego, bro. Chill. Like just chill. Like Nintendo is not gonna
a gamer.
Yeah.
Just it's okay to play Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Feelings are hurt. Like, but yeah, I'm with you. It's gonna be a crazy week to see if we can get pre-orders in. So I'm ready though.
I'm ready.
I'll be ready. I got this ready. Hopefully scalpers. Ugh.
Yeah.
That's always the worst part.
But I had someone come into my store and they were like, "Oh yeah, can I pre-order a Switch because I want to resell it?" And I was like, "Go away."
They said that?
Yeah.
No, you can't be saying that.
Yeah.
You can't
I was like, "Don't say it to me."
Say that.
Yeah. I was like, "You're stupid, bro." Like, she's stupid, bro. And my employee looked at her dead in the eye and he was like, "Why are you saying that to me right now?" I was like, "Yeah, that's a valid point. Like, why the fuck are you saying it?" Like,
you can't just admit to those kinds of things.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll be there bright and early on the 24th.
24th.
Everyone be ready because I think it's gonna be crazy. I think it'll be you see all these articles, people and videos, people being angry, but I think the reality is this will sell out. This will be a sellout pre-order.
Yeah.
Like
everything.
So at the end of the day, did these videos matter? Probably not for some people. The anger, but I guess we'll wait and see. Like we still got
a month and a half.
Not even a month and a half. Like a month and a half.
Yeah.
It's it's coming so quickly.
So
it's
quickly.
crazy to think
Yeah.
about, right? Like, we're gonna be in May in less than 2 weeks, and just like that, we're gonna be looking at Switch 2, playing
Yeah.
Switch 2.
Yep.
We're gonna be streaming Switch 2 with Piranha Plant camera.
Exactly.
While playing, who knows?
Mario Kart and Soul Calibur. No, but honestly, be on the lookout for a video of me and Juice playing with the game chat. You know, that's gonna be fun. That's gonna be funny.
That's gonna be great. I'm really excited.
Yeah.
I want to be as blurry as possible.
Please.
I might see if they sell 360p cams on Amazon that are USB-C, just for the heck
just
of
for
it.
the heck
Let's
of
see
it.
how blurry we can get.
Yeah.
I don't want to be as clear as possible. I actually want to be as blurry as possible. I actually also want to sound like as muffled as possible.
As muffled, yeah.
Let's see what the Switch.
Because there's no external mic. The mic is on the console. It's really weird.
That never made sense to me. How is this gonna?
How is it gonna work? And there's noise canceling. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Now there is a headphone jack on the Pro controller. So
no, there is one on the console too.
Oh really?
Yeah. Yeah, there is. It's on the.
Figure out how I can make that work then.
Yeah, just a long wire.
Yeah, just a really long wire.
Yeah.
Like a really long one. Because man, that mic on the console, that can't be good.
That can't be good.
That can't be good news.
No. The
thing was, and we talked about it last episode, when they show in the direct, like someone's using a blender in the background and he's talking, there is no way
there's no way. There's absolutely.
When we're streaming, I would like to see your girlfriend use a blender in the back to see if I can still hear you or if I just hear blender.
Exactly.
You know, that's going to be the big question. These are the questions we have for Switch 2. Not what is a game card. I know the game key cards, guys.
Please.
I want to know
if
the mic on the console will pick up the blender or not. These are the things.
These are the things that we need to try on.
Well, yeah, I guess how many booms out of 5 are you excited?
5.
Still 5 booms?
5.
5 big booms.
I think 6 booms out of 5. Like
6 booms.
Yeah, I'm super excited. Lots of planning to do, but lots of content I'm gonna try to make. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun.
Any games at launch that you're hoping to get besides Mario Kart World?
Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom. I want.
Those are launch games. Hey, I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't even know.
I'm not gonna get Street Fighter, but I'm gonna get the amiibos, and I'm gonna get the new Legend of Zelda amiibos at the same time.
Are those launching too?
Yeah.
Oh, they are.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I will get Deltarune Chapter 3 and 4. Because
that's also a launch. Forgot about that.
That's a launch day.
Is Cyberpunk a launch? I can't remember.
Yes, I think it is. I think it is. I think Final Fantasy VII Remake is a launch day. I might pick this one up, but it depends on the price. If it's like $79, no thank you. No thank you. But if it's like 40, 50, I might consider it.
It's gonna be $100. I'm telling you right now. If Daemon X Machina is $100.
It's $99.99, by the way.
I know.
On PS5 too. That's the thing. That's the thing. Like it's the same price on PS5.
Yeah. So I was trying to think, like for myself, definitely Mario Kart World. Obviously, it feels like a Breath of the Wild moment. Like you get the console and you get the game, right?
Yeah, of course. I might get the bundle because I'm a little bit at $115 for the physical game. No way. Like it's no.
There's no want Street Fighter 6, even though I have it on PlayStation 5. I think it would be cool to play.
But depending on the price, I'd be down to pick it up.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Cyberpunk I want to try for sure. Is Deltarune getting a physical? It's not, right?
I don't think so. If it is, oh my god. Yes.
Oh, I know. I was going to say, you'd probably lose your mind.
Yeah.
I'm sure there'll be a complete version once it's all done. Right? He hasn't confirmed this is the end, right? There's
I think chapters? There's like 8 or 9 chapters, yes.
Yeah. Jeez,
but yeah. But like Toby likes Nintendo and Nintendo likes Toby, so I mean, what's cool about we forgot, but 2 days after the Switch 2, there is Summer Game Fest that is coming out.
Yes, it's like literally
right after.
I guess we'll see who's got stuff in store. I think after that, like on the Sunday, Xbox has a presentation.
Yeah.
They've been really quiet. I would thought Xbox, out of all people, would be like, we got Doom coming. You know, we didn't hear anything.
I think since they've gone multi-platform, they don't really care anymore. They're not here to sell consoles, so they don't care that much. I think they'd rather just put their game on Summer
I thought
Game.
they would be like, we got a Switch port of Doom coming. That's why I thought they would have that, but I guess it's all coming in time, I guess. I
don't think it's gonna be a launch title, but I know Woods like beat 'em ups on YouTube. He made a video of all the launch titles coming to the Switch, and there's like 70, I think. Not launch titles, but like
launch or like games that have already been announced. There was a lot. I did see that.
So for research purposes,
pick up like 3 or 4 games. At launch,
of course,
So I also need 2 controllers and the mic.
Same.
And the camera.
The camera.
We're gonna go crazy. The one thing I am excited for, Mario Party Jamboree plus TV Jamboree is the DLC. Comes out the day before my birthday, so that'll be a fun one.
It doesn't come out
to play.
When the Switch 2...
it comes out a month later. It comes out on July 24th. So we'll be playing that.
We'll be playing that for sure. We'll do some streams. We'll do exactly. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah. So
I'm wondering. That's the thing. One thing I'm wondering is there gonna be like some because on the PlayStation there's something that protects game captures, so I don't want Nintendo to implement that onto their new console, because I kind of want to capture some footage, of
with the camera and stuff.
With the camera and stuff.
Yeah, I hate when they do that. PlayStation 5 had that. That was annoying.
Yeah.
The other launch game I was thinking about, last one, Yakuza is a launch game, right? Yeah, that's
but I have it. I have it on PS4.
Into Yakuza.
It's good.
Maybe, yeah.
It's like GTA. It's like a Japanese GTA, but like more fun. It's not as sandboxy. It's not sandbox. It's pretty much a straight line, but you have like kind of an overworld, and in the open world, you can pretty much do whatever you want. You cannot shoot people. You cannot beat up people, like rob a bank. But it's more like you have arcades. Old Sega arcades all over the place. You can talk to people. You can do like whole sorts of mini game. Like, it's a Japanese GTA, in my opinion. It's more like sandboxing, the way that there's so many other ways to play the game. There's like a whole Mario Kart in the game. There's like a chicken fight. There's so many things. You can gamble. You can like it's crazy, and you can play all the old Sega arcades, arcade games. So it's really cool.
Yeah, no big thing that they were talking about at these press events. Apparently, it was running at 4K 60, which is pretty impressive. So,
which is really cool.
It's Yakuza 0, right?
Yeah, which is a really old game, to be fair. But
yeah, but still 4K 60.
4K 60, I think it was at 30 frames per second on PS4. So there's no PS5 patch. So
maybe I'll try it. So there you go.
It depends. The price again. It's the price.
It is the price. Yeah, like. I only have so much money to go around. I'm already putting money down for this pre-order. Can't be going too crazy.
Yeah. In the US, they confirmed that the pre-order prices were $50, but in Canada, they didn't confirm it. So we'll see.
I guess we'll see. All right. Well, we got a lot of games to look forward to, though.
Yeah.
So, and Bonanza comes out the month later, so we're gonna have. Oh yeah, we got lots to play.
Lots to play.
So I'm not too worried. But all right, Ben. Before we go, anything you're working on? Any videos you got coming up? Anything?
I'm working on everything you need to know about the Switch 2 video. It's gonna be a massive video. Like, it's gonna be a big video. I don't know. Like, I'm getting lost in all my research of like what to include and what not to include. But I really want to include everything for it to be like the video that you watch online that tells you everything. Like, there's nothing like so. It's gonna be a hard video. I'm probably gonna release it like I'm trying in like 2 or 3 weeks, like a month before the Switch comes out, or like 2 weeks before the Switch 2 comes out. So like people are really gearing up to it. They can have a refreshing taste and just be like, okay, that's everything. I'm taking notes. So that's what I'm working on right now. I'm working on shorts as always, but I think I'm gonna slow down shorts to focus really on this video. Yeah.
Wow, sounds fun.
Yeah. How about you? Are you working on something?
Yeah, we got some. I'm still working on some. Obviously, on TikTok, my videos, we're really pushing them, really trying to get out there. So if you want to stay in the know with Switch news and all that kind of stuff, be sure to check us out. And
Yeah.
We're doing a little bit of a change soon. So stay tuned for that because we got things in the work that I'm trying to get done. So I'm excited. Definitely come June when Switch 2 comes out and we're going to be in a different spot. I got some stuff in the works that I'm really excited to start on. So yeah, we got some things to work on. So
nice.
Yeah, all sorts of things. So everyone, keep an eye out for us and what our stuff we're doing. So
yep.
Well, with that, we'll end it here today. A lot of Switch 2 stuff. So much Switch 2.
So much.
I almost kind of want other people to start doing stuff. I want Xbox and PlayStation to start giving me some news.
Please.
I can only talk about Nintendo so much,
Yeah.
even as a Nintendo fan. You know,
yeah,
give me something.
Give me some.
Give me another game.
Give me some.
Let me throw that in there or something. But thank you all so much for listening. Hopefully, we have some other stuff next time, not Switch 2 related.
Yeah, hopefully.
With a little Switch 2. Though.
Yeah, as always, Nintendo's always gonna be there, you know.
They got there for us. But thank you guys so much for listening to No Continues. We'll see you guys all on the next one.
Bye-bye.